Hey guys, it's me Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. Hey guys, so today we are going to be going over my August wrap-up. It is already August, and I don't know how we got here. So, in the month of August, I read a total of 11 books. We're going to cut to Stats Paco in a second right here, so he can go over all the stats and stuff. Hey guys, so it's Stats Paco here, and we have time for me to read my stats. Let's see. So in August, I read 10 books. I said 11 later, but I read 10. He don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy. Pages read, I read about 1,448. I listened to about 56 hours. My average rating was like a 3.7. I got 8 books. That will be in the next video. And I started 5 series, and 7 of them were diverse reads. Of the books I read, I listened to 5 audiobooks. I read 1 ebook. I read 4 physical books. And then the formats, 3 were graphic novels and 7 were I read 3 graphic novels and 7 novels. Of the audience, like the age rating, 4 adult, 1 new adult, 5 YA. And then for the star rating, I had 1 2.5, 5 3.5, 4 3s, and 1 5. So we had a pretty strong month overall. Now we're gonna get into talk about the actual books. But bye. That's Paco. So now we're going to be going over all the books. So the first book I read in the month of August was The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bennett. This follows Heart and Mercy, who Heart is she's an undertaker, so she deals with the dead. Like she does the funeral rites and stuff like that. No, not Heart. Mercy's the one that does that. Heart is a, what are they called? A marshal. So he, like, goes into this fantasy world and deals with the undead, and then also brings the dead to people like Mercy, who are undertakers, and they deal with it. This is a cozy fantasy romantasy book, and it is about these two. It is a, like, you got male kind of retelling, because they hate each other. They cannot stand each other. They're always talking shit when they see each other. And then one day, Mercy, she gets a letter that is anonymous to her, and it says, "Hey, this is to a friend," and she responds to the letter. Turns out it's Mercy. They're messaging each other and not knowing it, and it's cute. It's a cute, cozy romantasy. I gave it like 3 stars. I will be continuing with the series. The world was really interesting and fun. It's got gods, so I am intrigued to see the sequel. I do know the sequel, I think it's a companion sequel, has like older MCs, so I am very intrigued in that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Really cute. This was like a 3.5 cute read. So the next book I have is one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I got to read the manuscript copy of Celestial Monsters, the sequel to the Sunbearer Trials. If you do not know what the Sunbearer Trials is, it follows Theo, who is a jade demigod, who mind blanking. He is chosen to compete in this contest where the loser is sacrificed to revive the sun to stop the obsidian gods from coming back. And yeah, and even though he's a jade, which are kind of like the lower class of the gods, against the golds, he tries his best to survive, and this is the follow-up sequel. I really enjoyed this. This has Ian Thomas's like great writing. The world building again is incredible in this book. We see more of the world, and his humor is top tier to me. I really enjoyed it. Like, I tabbed it up. I am so excited to be seeing him. I will be getting to go to the Celestial Monsters book launch one of the book events for the release this week. I will be leaving Thursday for that, so I'm very excited. But yeah, Celestial Monsters. I gave this 5 stars, of course. I am very excited to talk about this and have you guys read it and talk about it, and I'm just so happy I got to read my manuscript copy again. Thank you, Princess. So the next book I have is called my mind is blanking on the title. A Spear That Cuts Through Water. And this book is a weird way of telling the story, but it follows two boys as they try to bring a god back to the god's piece of power that's been captured. And honestly, this is one of those books I say you should just go in blind and read it. I gave this book 4 stars. The audiobook was very good, and it is trippy as all hell. It takes a minute to get into it, but it's really good. I enjoyed it, and I highly recommend for you to check it out. So yeah. So the next book I read was Catwoman Volume 2 by what's her name? My mind is blanking. I know this author's name because Trini Howard. So this is the second volume. I read volume 1 a couple months ago, and this is Catwoman versus the mob as she's trying to take control. This one I ended up giving 3, almost a 2 stars for the ending, because the ending alone pissed me off. But I enjoyed most of it. I enjoyed the side characters that are going to hopefully be seen more prominently in the next volume. But I will be continuing with the series. But the ending just really pissed me off about one thing, which I get why they did it for angst and stuff. But a certain decision was made that made it go down a star rating. But I will be continuing the series. So the next book I read was The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is also Heartless Hunters. Is the US edition. This is the UK edition, but I listened to the audiobook of this. This follows what's her name? Rune, who by day is this vapid socialite who is this kingdom that's been had a revolution recently in the last couple of years. She is the star girl, and by day she's that, but by night she is a vigilante, the Crimson Moth, a witch who this kingdom has banned witches and kills them, and she tries her best to get the witches away from the witch hunters. So it follows her, and then Gideon, who is the captain of the witch hunters, who are forced. They kind of interact with each other, and they both try to get shit from the other without the other knowing, and they think they're doing it, but they're kind of getting feelings. And I enjoyed this. This is really cute YA. I will be continuing with this duology to see how it ends. The magic system I thought was pretty interesting. If you like YA romantasy, check it out. It was fun. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. I gave this a 4. It's almost it's a low 4, but not a bad 4. Next, I have Saint Seducing Gold by Brittany N. Williams. This is the sequel to. This is part of the Forge Factor saga. This is a sequel to That Selfsame Metal, and if you don't know That Selfsame Metal, it follows Joan Sand, who is Orisha Bless in London in the 1800s. I want to say when Shakespeare was going on. She's a part of the Shakespeare's company, and so she has the ability, she's Orisha Blessed by Ogun, so she has the ability to control iron, and that's really helpful because the Fae start acting out. And this is the sequel, and I can't really go into detail about what happens because this spoils book 1. But I think I enjoyed book 1 a little bit more than I enjoyed this. This was really short. This was less than 300 pages, I want to say. And it's less than 300 pages, and it felt that it just happened really quick, but not in a bad way. I just enjoyed, I think, book 1 a little bit more because we got a little more time to enjoy the characters. So I am excited to finish out the trilogy. And this world building is fun. The magic system is really cool, and I do like what sold me on this was Orisha versus Fae, and we got that. And I'm excited for book 3. I really do like Joan as the main character, and I like her family, and I'm excited to see what happens in the second book. I think our villain is pretty fun. So yeah. So the next book I have is The Bonesmith by Nikki Paparetto. So this book follows Ren, who is a bonesmith, so she has the ability to use bone magic, and she is trying to pass the test to become Valkyrie, like the warriors. And she's sabotaged and sent to the wall, basically, from Game of Thrones, and then sent there as punishment because she failed horribly on the test. And while there, she meets the prince, and the prince is kidnapped, and she's like, well, here's my chance of redemption, and goes across the wall and ends up teaming with an enemy. And it was cute. This is a very fun way. I think I enjoyed Nikki Paparetto's previous trilogy more than I enjoyed this, but I will be continuing this duology. I did give this 4 stars. This is on the lower end of a 4 stars, more than the other one that I said was. But I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see how this duology plays out And the world building is fun. This is very much a fall read. And if you like Game of Thrones, if you like death magic and like undead, high key check it out. It's fun. It's a fun read. So the cover is nice too. Now, you might have noticed that I did not do an episode of 12 Witchy reads this last month. That is because the book I read was Hex Wives, and I was not happy with my vlog content I had. I did not like how any of how the video turned out, and I didn't want to publish it because I just was not happy with it. So I'm going to be talking about it here. So Hex Wives is about a coven of immortal witches versus these witch hunters, who the witch hunters get the idea to somehow make the witches believe that they are housewives. They do something to them and kind of put them under and fuck with their memories so they do not know they're witches. And this is them trying to break free. And honestly, I did not care for this as much as I was hoping to. I felt like for it to be a single volume, and I don't know if the series continues, it focused too much on the men. It was this is 5 issues, and it wasn't until the second half of the third part that they were figuring something's wrong. And we knew there was something wrong. I feel like if we didn't, besides in the description, if we didn't know, because they said very much in the first issue set up what they were, if we didn't know what they were and then we figured that out as they did, I feel like it could have been done much better. And the witches were pretty interesting, and there was some cool witch stuff, but we weren't with the witches long enough for me to really enjoy it. I was okay, yes, the housewife part is a big part of it, but it just if we got more of a WandaVision vibe, this could have been a cool WandaVision story. And I know this came out before WandaVision, but I felt in the way that if you watched WandaVision that we didn't know everything that was going to happen, and made it more interesting. And so it just, the way it was set up did not to pay out well for the ending. The ending was cool, but like I said, the setup just didn't work right for me. So I don't think there's any more in this series, but if there was, I don't know if I would continue it. But yeah, so this is my lowest rated of my 12 Witchy reads. I'll do a ranking here since I didn't do it in the video because I didn't do a video, but I would rank this, and then One for My Enemy, Night of the Witch, I think, is after that. And then we go Uprooted, after Uprooted, which I like, and then we're into the ones I really liked. I liked Uprooted, and then it would be Sign of Blood and Ruin, Not a Limb Bone, and then Once the Future Witches is all my favorites so far of my 12 Witchy reads. But yeah, that was Hex Wives. Like I said, this is almost a 2, how much I really didn't like it. The next read I have to talk about today is Divine Rivals. I read this by Rebecca Ross. If you do not know, Divine Rivals is about Iris. What's her last name? Winnow, and what is his name? Roman Kit. So they are 2 rival columnists, or they're trying to become columnists at this newspaper stand. There's also this divine war going on, and they are both rivals for it. And then Iris is sending letters she's hoping magically to her brother who is at the war. Turns out it's Kit. This is another You Got Mail situation. So it's funny that I read 2 You Got Mail books. I do think I enjoyed this a little bit more than that one, even though that one was really cute. The writing in this one was really great. And then they also become war correspondents at one point. And I really enjoyed this. I thought the character work was fun, and the writing style was really beautiful. I will be continuing on with the sequel, but I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. So the next book I finished was Scarlet Witch, Volume 2, Magnum Opus by Steve Orlando. So this is the second volume of the 2023 Scarlet Witch run, and this wraps up the series, even though it continues in Scarlet Witch Quicksilver, and then they just did another Scarlet Witch run. So I'm enjoying that we are keeping Wanda active, because of this series, I am starting slowly to become I always liked Wanda as a character, but I have been reading a lot more about her, and she is slowly becoming one of my favorite Marvel characters. I don't know if she's going to top Emma and Storm, but she's getting up there. But I really enjoyed this volume. One of my favorite parts, I'll say, 'cause I don't know if anybody's going to read it, but so this one of the villains is the Witch Killer, and it's kind of a mystery. But they start off by killing a known Nazi witch character who is a Nazi, and then in the battles she's telling Wanda like, "Hi, I killed this witch." And Wanda's like, "I don't give a fuck, that guy's a Nazi." Like, and like, I don't care. I'm not sad. But that was just really funny. But I really enjoyed this. The art is beautiful. Like, who does the art for this? That would be really nice. Lorenzo Namita and Sarah Piccielli did a great job on the art. The character art is fun. It's fun seeing Wanda, and like there's a fun Wanda interacting with Loki story that I thought was really fun, that compared them as characters. And then we got a great, like, it opened with Wanda interacting with Billy, or her son, Billy Wiccan, and Hulkling. Like, I really enjoyed this. I will be continuing on with the second series, Wanda and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, when I get a chance. And the last book I read this month was The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. It's about our main character is a blood carver, so she has the ability to heal people and control the bodies. She is hired by this family to do stuff. Mystery ensues. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to give this book almost a 4-star. I really enjoyed it, and I will be continuing the sequel. I thought the way the magic was really cool, and I think I found out that the author's in medical school, which is fun, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I really enjoyed this. Yeah. So that's what I read in August. What did you guys read? Let me know down below, and I will check in with you guys next time. Bye!